I was very excited to learn about different types of architecture and different ways I could express my ideas. And in the first few projects, I was able to get my ideas across and develop them with the help of my teachers. I found it quite tough to do my work because there was no motivation, as I wasn't here with my friends and my peers and with my teachers physically. However, Jan was able to help motivate me online with Teams.
During lockdown, I felt really lonely because there was no one to talk to. We didn't go to college, but our teachers helped us with everything, so that was a very good experience. The whole staff helped us a lot during lockdown. Even if we didn't have certain materials, the teachers provided the materials for us. My teachers helped me a lot with my portfolio. John looked at it regularly, told me what to improve on, what to remove, and basically how to make it a good looking portfolio. Yeah.
When I first joined, I was actually doing bridging course with level 2 fashion, and I was planning on going back to sixth form and continue doing textiles A-levels. And when I first joined fashion here, I honestly enjoyed it so much. Even though the first course I've joined was mostly based on writing, which is not my strength, I'm more on the creative side. I wanted to stay on for level 3 fashion, and it's more than I expected. I enjoyed every second of it. It allowed me to bring out the creativity within me, allowed me to create amazing pieces, and I still have them, and the fashion shows that we have done within the past years before COVID was amazing. It has gained me a lot of knowledge throughout the years.
Honestly, I think when I first came, I wasn't expecting much because of like stuff that friends said, but then I got here and like getting to know the teachers and other students, I think it's pretty like tight knit here. Like it feels like they care about you and they'll like go out of their way to help you, which is good. So with our final major project, we kind of get a free run over what we do, but we get a like some inspiration photos, and then we build off of that. And my project was about perspective and how we see the world. So I had my main idea, and then I'd go to my teacher and I'd be like, this is my idea, and he'd give me resources, photographers, different artists to look at to help me. And then after each week, we'd go through the project again, we'd go through my work again, and he'd tell, oh, this was good, this was bad, you could work on this, so on and so forth. And so by the end of it, I was able to find out like what grade I'm definitely gonna get. Yeah, teachers were definitely helpful during lockdown. Like we'd have our class calls, but my teacher especially, he went out of his way to say like, if you need help, just call me and we can get you on a one-to-one call.
So before I started this course, I had absolutely no knowledge of any of the software that was used here. I did not know anything about drawing or anything about animation at all. So when lockdown happened, it was a new time for everybody. No one really knew what was happening or what was going to happen. So I definitely learned how to try to be more independent with myself and with my learning, as well as having better communication with my teacher. And I would say that there were struggles, especially with communication, motivation, etc. But as time went on, I think it became a lot easier for everyone to cope with the work management and the communication. But yeah, it's actually been some of a positive experience.
I started doing the course 2 years ago, and I'm in my final year now. During the course, first year we got interrupted by this global pandemic, which was very much so annoying, but all in all, teachers have been amazing. But even still, what I was really pleased about was how our group of teachers managed to formulate a perfect structure of how to balance everything. Even though we were all so far away, it felt like we were still united together, and I think that's very important, as long as, you know, we were able to interact. But the interaction wasn't just it. The timings teachers were putting into the work, the dedication, how they were able to be at the other end of the call if we had technical issues. There were some students that didn't have the ability to access technology from home, such as laptops, but that wasn't a problem. They made sure that we were all ready for this pandemic, no matter the circumstance. Everyone was treated equal, everyone had the same opportunities. We all became a team, and I think that's one thing that was so important, is formulating this team building skill that will be absolutely essential for the big world out there later on. And in all honesty, it is a skill that we will need for the near future.
And we will be starting. Okay, so within the creative areas, creative industries, department, we have art, design, media, games, animation, and visual effects, and performing arts. Next slide, please. Okay, our level 1 and level 2 art and design courses, they're one-year programs that enable the learners to experience a range of core skills that prepare them for internal progression to the level 2 or level 3 qualifications. These courses are designed for those who are intrigued and motivated by art and design and want to explore, develop, and test their creativity within a structure that provides a sound base of learning skills, knowledge, and also builds their confidence within the subject. Next slide, please. We have two pathways for our level 3 art and design. We have the foundation and the level 3 extended diploma. The foundation is an exciting one-year intensive program for 18-year-old students who want to build a portfolio ready for applying to university or apprenticeship. The program is designed to further develop a learner's prior experience in art and design by building skills already acquired and a challenging approach to ideas and developing their specialism. The level 3 extended diploma is a 2-year course that allows the learner more time to explore and then confirm their area of specialism, whilst developing a portfolio ready for applying to higher education, apprenticeship, or employment within the sector. Both courses have been designed to provide students with a relevant knowledge, understanding, and skills needed to pursue a career in the creative industries. Both courses introduce students to the main areas of art and design and provides learners with practical experience, as well as enabling them to focus on specific subject areas in greater depth. Through stimulating and challenging assignment briefs, students learn about the work of historical and contemporary artists and designers and use this awareness to extend their own work within a specialism pathway. Next slide, please. The specialist course is designed for students interested in pursuing a career in digital creative design industry. Students will learn traditional art and design skills alongside the latest 3D digital technology used by today's leading creative industries. Course components include perspective drawing, CAD, studio practice in all mediums, spatial and aesthetic discovery and understanding, problem solving and creative thinking and design, research and design development, and employing traditional and digital technology to create project outcomes. Year one of this course is the exploratory stage. Students explore presenting ideas using traditional and digital media, and then take part in a variety of 2 and 3D workshop activities to develop knowledge and understanding of the materials and techniques to develop industry relevant skills. In year two, they then would choose a pathway, whether it be architecture, interior design, stage or set design, or project design, and then that will be the second year, as with all the 2-year projects, that the students then work to a specialism area. Next slide, please. Our fashion course has been designed for those interested in pursuing a career in fashion and clothing. The fashion pathway provides our learners with industry relevant technical skills and a creative grounding that prepares them for progression to HE, apprenticeship or employment within a specialist sector of the fashion industry. The emphasis of the fashion course is practical and vocational work. The course content has been designed to reflect the talent and skills sought by employers within the fashion and textile industry. Next slide, please. If your aim is to be the next award-winning director, producer, scriptwriter, editor, or anything else in the film or TV world, then your journey would start here with our media production courses. This course provides anyone with an interest in media to explore, develop, and test their creativity, preparing them for higher education, apprenticeship, or employment within the media industry. Students complete challenging project briefs that introduce them to a variety of film genre and technical skills, and this is underpinned by solid film theory and reflection. They learn script writing, how to operate high-tech cameras, learn about lighting and audio recording techniques, and have access to professional Mac-based studios, recording and audio facilities, and a green screen room. Media courses lead to careers in media production, communication, public relations, and advertising and journalism, but there's many others. Please check out on this slide these sway links on the page, as it will take you to examples of the course content and great student work. Okay, and we apologise for the plane going over at that point. Next slide, please. Helicopter. Okay, this is exciting. If you love games, animation and visual effects and want to get involved in some of the UK's fastest growing industries, then this is the course for you. We have a great new course and are excited to be affiliated with Next Gen Skills Academy, who we have partnered with. Being part of this course will give you the opportunity to be part of the next generation of digital talent and be at the absolute forefront of digital training in the UK. Check out the Next Gen web page and also our website page for more information on this course. Next slide, please. Our photography course has a strong industry focus. As well as learning the core skills in camera work, studio lighting and digital editing, studios undertake a series of vocational assignments in fashion filmmaking and photography, commercial advertising photography, and magazine layout and design. Industry knowledge is enriched with client work experience, competitions and gallery visits. Students graduate with a professional website and public exhibition of their work, and with good progression to university in a variety of fields, including commercial photography, photojournalism, photography, fashion photography and communication, and media and film production. Next slide, please. Lastly, our performing arts course is suitable for anyone who wishes to work in television or film or theatre, whether it be performance or technical support. This course offers a comprehensive introduction to performance and a theatre in the form of practical workshops and skills development. On our performing courses, the students will learn classical and contemporary performance, dance forms, principles of acting, singing, historical context and performing arts. What's excellent about the performing arts course is that we're working in partnership with the Susie Earnshaw Theatre School and association with the Ball Theatre. Students on the Barnet and Southgate Performing Arts course programme will benefit from our partnership with Susie Earnshaw Theatre School and associated with the theatre, and the unique opportunity to connect with Daisy and Duke's talent agency to understand how to secure professional work in the performing arts industry. Okay, next slide, please. What I wanted to this, but they're all the courses that we have. But what I wanted to do now is to go through exactly what the study programs are about. Can we go back a slide, please? Thank you. Okay, the elements of all of our study programs are broken into four components. You will have the main qualification, you will have English and Maths, work experience, and then we have EAP, which is employability, enterprise and pastoral. Students who don't have grade 4 in English and Maths, it would be compulsory for them to do English and Maths as part of their programme. If they have 4 and above, then they don't need to do it. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, about the courses, what we're looking to do is to introduce the subjects, develop the skills and knowledge, and access the understanding and application. It's a journey that we take the students through within all the projects that they will be undertaking. They're challenging. What we're looking to do is stretch and challenge their skills within the area and make them individual creative individuals, and preparing them for employment within the creative industry sector. Part of our study programs include work experience. It's something that is really important for the students. It gives them an experience of working with people in industry. There's also links, they have to work to deadlines, and it prepares them and gives them those skills that puts them in a really good place to become independent creative individuals. But it's also those links where they've had to work to deadlines, working for live briefs with clients. We have a range of variety of work experience that we have within the area. Obviously this year it's been, we haven't been able to go out and do the normal work experience that we would normally do, but the students have taken online work experience. So they have worked with clients, done competitions, briefs and stuff. So where they haven't been able to get that first-hand experience, what we've done is it's been done remotely, so we have managed to make sure they get that experience. Next slide, please. Enrichment is very much part of what we do. We have workshops that the students can go in and access independently with technician support. We do them in the media areas. All of the courses offer open access sessions. So it's somewhere where the students can go in, work with a technician, develop, explore work independently, or complete work that they need to do as part of their own study program. What we promote with the enrichment is that they actually take it on independently. So we're trying to get them as much as possible throughout their studies, is for them to become independent practitioners and learners, which is preparing them and putting them in a good place for when they move on to university. Next slide, please. Okay, the creative journey continued. Tutorials are very much part of the study program. Students would have 2 tutorials with their personal tutors every term. But not only do they see them, they're constantly having dialogues with the tutors in session times. So it's not just a limited amount of time. The staff continuously support the students throughout all of their courses, throughout their projects, as they have actually said in the video that you saw. But it's part of the tutorials is about seeing where they're at with their work, looking to see any areas that they need to develop, looking to see how we can push them further to take them out, obviously, out of their comfort zones, so that we're pushing them to get the higher grades and apply themselves and see and think in different ways, applying their problem solving skills. So it's part of the whole package. There's also careers talks throughout the year, which are delivered by the learner services, which is prepping them for university, applying for university, sorry. So that's all part of what we do, and predominantly portfolio development. Everything that the students do on the courses is about building a portfolio. The work that they complete goes towards a portfolio, and that's what they then take is for their university applications, and that will then be developed and progressed as they go on throughout their entire life within the creative sector that they're working in. Okay, next slide, please. We put some frequently asked questions up here. I think I'm going to pass to somebody else, Adam, if you want to go through them. Or we can come back to them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the frequently asked questions disappeared quite quickly then, but we'll come back to those, I'm sure, with your questions. And we'll come back to that if we move on to the slide that you put on, and we'll come back to that. What I have put on this, we're only 2 more slides in, so we haven't got many more to go through here. But what I have put on here is for each of the courses, both media and art and design, there is a member of staff who could deal with any questions and queries if you wanted to email them direct. And we're more than happy to answer any questions, as we will do in the questions and answer session. So you've both got a contact information for both media and art and design. And the very last question, very last slide, the final one, before we go on to next one. Thank you. Before we go on to questions and answers. Last year, for the first time for us, what we did, obviously because of the lockdown situation, we normally put on an end of year show at the college, which is an excellent exhibition that showcases students' work. What we weren't obviously able to do is to do that. So we did, and the first time for us was we put on an online exhibition, and all of the students who worked so brilliantly throughout the lockdown period last year, we showcased all of their work. We are doing that again this year. We've set the precedents now for doing that. So we've got another online exhibition which will be released next week. So watch this space, because that will be launched, and we will send it to everybody. If you're interested, we will send you out the link so that you can see that. In addition, we've also got an in-house show as well. We put on a small exhibition in the main foyer in the Wood Street campus. If you were interested in coming to have a look at that, then obviously to be cautious and careful about how many people are within the building. There will be a booking system, but it's a very easy thing, and that's purely just to maintain how many people are on the premises. Okay, so should we open it up at this point now for any questions and answers that you may have? Can I just, before we go to questions and answers, there is just one thing that I just want to say about the staff. We do have an exceptional team. They've got, their dedication is amazing. The support for the students is amazing. All through lockdown periods, as the students have reflected. So what you've heard on these videos is indicative, I feel, of what most of the students, all of the students would feel. But what I just wanted to also add is that they have excellent industry links, are expert in their field, and the majority are successful practicing artists. Which part, and that's what I just wanted to finish, because I felt I need to get that bit in as well. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Adam, who is our photography specialist, course leader for the photography department, and he's going to be in charge of our questions and answers. Okay. We'll be answering them, but he will just be saying.
All right, okay, yeah, I mean, I've already managed to deal with a couple as you were speaking, Alison. So a couple were, I typed away. One person asked, can I go straight into level 3 art and design if I've got my GCSEs? Yes, absolutely. All of our level 3 courses have the same entry requirements, and they're designed to be the next step after GCSEs. The only caveat with that is that an applicant would need 5 grade 4 or aboves to get onto any of our level 3 courses. I would just put in an application, and then we will see you after the summer in August.
It's important that we see a portfolio of work, so we can see examples of work, whether you're applying for fashion, photography, art and design, or any of the creative areas that comes with it.
Yeah. Another question, how many students are in each class? Well, it does vary, but you'll usually find between 16 and 19 other students with you in a lesson, whatever the subject. One question's been out for a while. I was just in the process of answering it when we started moving over to the live Q&A, so we'll deal with that now. I've just seen the video introducing the courses, and I've noticed a lot of Apple products involved in the creation of coursework content. Is there facilities that cater to people that primarily use Windows? Like myself, that has a computer science background that prefers Windows workstations. It's true that a lot of our courses use Apple products, Apple computers. I think it's because we've had years and years of investing in Apple computers and the software licenses for this specialist software for Adobe applications, Apple applications. So it's so we keep that investment going in Apple products. I know the animation course. Am I right?
And product design, they use specialist PC facilities.
Yeah, and games animation, visual effects.
Yeah,
they use PCs because of, I think, because they have to use special software called Maya. Is that right?
Yeah, they're specialised for those particular courses and relevant for the software that they need. So that they are the only exception to the rule. The majority of everybody else within the area would use Apple Mac.
The general design, the photography all use Macs and the media, and then what you find is the product does have PCs
and games design. Yeah.
What's the difference between level 3 art and design foundation and level 3 extended diploma? That's a really good question, Alison.
Jan.
Jan.
Jan is the course leader of level 3 art and design.
The level 3 art and design is designed for students coming straight from school with who have just completed their GCSEs. So we're looking to take on students who are 16-year-olds, or we do take internal applications from somebody from the level 2 who haven't quite got the qualifications first time round, so they're gaining that entry qualification into level 3 for the extended diploma, and that's aimed mainly at 16 to 18-year-olds, which prepares you to take you on to university. The foundation course is a one-year course. It's a very intense course, and it is actually aimed at students who have already got A-levels, so prior with A-levels, and it's priming you to go straight into university. Hopefully that answers it. Yeah.
Okay. Another question from Shanice. Hi, I got 5 level 1s, but I wanted to do a level 2. So where would I go?
Level 2 in art and design.
In art and design, yeah.
Or media, or we have several level 2 programs on offer. If you're coming from level 1.
Yeah. So if you're interested in a level, whether it's art or media, so the level 2 programs that we have is art, media, and animation. Okay, so if whichever one of those would be your interest subject area, then you just apply. But if you applied for one and then that wasn't the one, you had an interview and that isn't the one that you wanted to do, then with the interview you would be referred to if one of the other areas, if that's what you wanted, a choice that you wanted to take. So yeah, if you've got level 1, apply for any of the level 2s.
So Shanice, it's more of a subject decision for you, really.
Okay, yeah.
A question from Laura. How do I apply? I've been accepted, but not these courses. I'm interested in the art and design or digital courses. Sounds, Laura, like you've been accepted on another course at college, and you want to know how to make sure you get onto the art and design or digital, maybe media courses.
If you've applied or put an application in any of the other courses, then and you choose it's one of the creative ones, courses, one of ours that you would want to apply to, then just put the application in. Just reapply. I mean, we've spent the whole of the year interviewing students, applicants who have throughout this year, since January onwards, been applying for any of our courses. So we have interviewed people. When we interview people, we ask at the moment, and we're doing that remotely. You know, previously we'd have done that. It would have been an interview, would have been arranged on set days, and people come in and bring in artwork that they've produced. But the way we've been doing it since we've been in lockdown, and because you can't have people coming into the building, you know, as we would normally do, we set up arranged Teams interviews with them. So they once the application comes through from our customer services, we're giving a list. All the staff then, there is specific times that are given to the candidates. The staff then, who are for each of the areas that we'll be interviewing, you know, Adam photography, Jan for art design, B for media, we then send a Teams invite to them for the specific time they've been given. They're also sent a email with how to download Teams and notified when it will take place. But they send us work, whether to our email first, so that we can see before the interview takes place. If we don't, then the work will be sent afterwards. So they can make a conditional offer at that point. And whenever we interview any of the students, what we're saying is that when we have the interviews, you know, if you're applying for a level 3, then the application, when you've been offered a place, will be conditional pending obviously getting the required grades for that course. So send an application in, and you will be interviewed, and it's something that we've been doing throughout the whole of the year. So any candidates who we have already interviewed, they will be enrolled onto the courses, you know, before we get back in September. So that's already taken place. So yeah, please do. That was a long-winded please do, but yeah, please, yeah, make your application. Can I just say before you go on, Adam, no names, we'll
Okay. Another question, do you have any intention to provide A-level in art and design related courses?
We haven't at the moment. There's something that we've looked at, so I can't say at this point. I think with I mean, my preference, but this isn't it's not where we are at with A-levels, but in terms of if you're studying an A-level, you're doing that with another subject. When you're studying one of our courses, the focus is on the course, the main study program that you were doing. So I think it's the students who are purely focusing on media art and design, they're putting them in a really good place when they go to university. I'm not saying we're not. It's at this point, you know, we've kind of thought about it before, but we haven't moved forward in that direction.
We're not offering, in other words, we're not offering at the moment.
Yeah.
A-level, we're not. But unfortunately.
Okay. Would you accept functional skills level 2 in maths and English?
Yes, for a level 3 course, yes. Yes, and then the student, when you enrolled, you would have to do GCSE with us. Yeah, because that would be your next progression in terms of developing the higher grade within that English and maths subject.
Okay, and which campus are the courses based at, and do any of them fit with the NFL Academy timetable?
They do. The timetables are all being put in place at this point. We have students within our area who do the NFL Academy and are also studying with us. So yes, but they do fit within it. But I know that you have certain training days, so that's where we have to kind of get our timetables all in place. So I couldn't say at this point 100% yes, but students with us, yes, do it. Or a student who has been doing it with us and the timetable didn't, what happened was it conflicted with a tutorial period that he would have with his course leader, his main tutor. So we adapted our tutorial for him so that it fitted in. So yeah.
And the courses are all based at Wood Street.
Top of the hill, Wood Street, yeah.
Next question. Do you have art design courses for 19 plus students?
It's going to be the foundation, yeah.
The level 3 is only for 16 to 18. That's what it's funded for now.
Yeah, if somebody wants to do the level 3 2-year diploma, unfortunately, within the awarding body, they're not funded to do it. So if they wanted to do that, then they would have to take out a learner loan to be able to do that, yeah.
And this is for somebody who's 19 already when they come and enroll.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so
yeah.
The option really.
Yeah.
Okay. For the games, animation and visual effects skills course, do you need to be a good and detailed drawer?
It helps. That is this because you're visualizing, you're designing. We're not. I mean, I would say we're not looking for Picassos in terms of drawing abilities, but you know, if you have an interview, then we would look at what your drawing skills were. But obviously, there is always, you know, you can develop those skills by practicing and practicing. And part of the course that you will be doing will be involving drawing. But you know, there is ways to visualize things, whether it's using digital cameras, media, or whatever. But elements of drawing, yes, would be part of that. But you know, that can be assessed in an individual one-to-one interview with the tutor. Yeah. So again, if you're interested in it, apply, and then we, you know, that the interview, then we can look to see what the drawing skills are. One thing I think that we always make sure on any of our courses is it's the right course for the right student. If, for instance, somebody came in with the right qualifications, say for one of the art courses, but we felt that their drawing skills weren't as strong for whatever reason, then we would suggest to put them in a better place is if they took, say, a level 2, which would be a 1-year course, to give them that extra time to move up to a level 3, and then it will help their development and progression within that area. It's you know, the conversations that the interviews are made with the staff, everybody is professional when they're you know, interviewing any of the students. But we want to make sure that when we're putting anybody on a course, it's the right course for the student, as well as you want to make sure it's the right course for you. So it's a, you know, it's a two-way dialogue.
And it's not just a negative thing. I think
absolutely not. No.
Sometimes we see really, really amazing work in students' portfolios in another specialist area of art that they haven't thought about, and we encourage. So you know, we sometimes encourage students to to consider other courses because we can see their abilities in that area. Another question, if I applied for a level 2 art course, could I apply for a level 3 if I get the GCSEs needed?
I would put an application in for both. That's what I would do. Yeah,
but if we saw you for a level 2 and you came in August and said, I've got all the grades for level 3, we'd take you on the level 3. Yeah. If you've got the grades, we'll take you on.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just again goes, you know, just to explain that when you apply for any of our courses and you're in our system and we start a dialogue with you, we, you know, we help you make the right choices and we make those calls when we see what grades you've got. The important thing is that you just put an application in and we take it from there. For architecture, are there other mandatory subjects required?
No.
No.
So the students don't have to have their maths at GCSE already.
Oh, so the entry criteria for the level 3 course, yeah, because it is.
But you still need a portfolio. So we would be looking for students who have good 3D ability. So usually they're DT students, they've done DT or they've done maybe art and design. So, you know, if you're coming to apply for the architecture and the product, you've got to be able to show that you've got the ability to work in a 3D way, either practically or through drawing, or, you know, we'll be looking for the sense that you are the right student for the right course in that area.
And the work that you will be bringing in, or have, you know, the whether it's GCS Art or DT will be leading to that. So that's what we will be looking at. But yeah, but it's I mean, it's mandatory if you haven't got GCSE grade 4. So that would be mandatory in addition to the main qualification, which would be the architecture or the art and design or the photography or the media. Yeah.
Another question. I finished school and my GCSEs last year. I have 5 grade 4s and above, but I missed this year. I want to know if I should take art and design level 3 extended diploma or foundation.
Well, I would say it should be the extended diploma. Just because you're that 1 year on means you're 17. I would guess that. So I would say, you know, you would be the same age as any level 2 student who's an internal student coming through. So we take 16 and 17-year-olds into that first year, and that's quite common. I think you would find that within photography or media or any other area.
Yeah. What's good about the 2-year program is it does give the learners longer time to, you know, you exploring, you're learning all the processes in that first year. You're getting to try lots of different things that add to your library of skills, knowledge, everything else, and then that allows you time to decide on which area that you would really want to be your specialism. So and then in the year 2 of any of the programs, as with media, all of the courses, if they're 2 years, then you then specialize in that second year. So you've had that time to do that, whereas the foundation,
the foundation, you would need to have perhaps have done A level, you know, first year of A level or something, like be in that position. Going straight from GCSE into foundation, you're not probably going to have a good enough quality of work within the portfolio for the entry required for foundation, for the foundation study, because it's that higher level.
And also with the foundation, I mean, you know, you complete the first term, and then when you come, you know, when you come back after Christmas, you're then applying for university, you know, and it's not, if you've not kind of got that grounding or a portfolio that's at least part way in place that you can then use for the applications, because you know, you're not, I think the 2 year gives you that extra time, so you've got all the work that you have produced within the first year, then you're applying, and you've got, you know, it's giving you more time to make decisions and choices before you commit, because once you're committing to a university, you know, that's going to be your pathway then. So that's the difference between the two, is that the extended gives you that much more, you know, that year to you know, to identify, find out what area of specialism that you're really interested, because people change. They come in thinking, I want to do a particular, you know, specialism. But when they've kind of worked through the briefs, they've you know, worked with materials, lots of different things that they've done, they're making different now, and they're informed choices and having completed different outcomes for project briefs. You know, they some people change, so it's giving you just that time to do so.
Okay. This is one for you, B. Would the level 1 creative media course introduce the behind the scenes on how films are made?
Level 1, I think you'd get I mean, all the media courses give you a broad background into filmmaking. in the sense of behind the scenes, I'm not sure if you mean with sort of work experience and trips, or if it's what you actually would do on the course, which is, yes, you would do, you'd understand how to film, the sort of language of film. You would develop all your technical skills to film and edit, and you could develop other more broader skills as well as, and it's things like team working, being able to do production management. So yes, that side of it you would. But yes, there are trips if it's wanting to see what goes on behind the scenes. Then there's work experience as well.
Okay. Will much of the courses be done online next year?
I hope not.
No.
Yeah.
Can I just say we've tried extremely hard this year at every opportunity we have to do full face-to-face teaching, and that has benefited our students, because when you look at the type of work that they've produced this year, considering it's been such a difficult year, they don't feel as far behind as perhaps when we're looking at other colleges and other schools that we've done a lot more remote.
When we came back at the beginning of this term, obviously remote was factored in, but it was factored into all of the courses, so that they would have, maybe it would be their tutorial or a library session. So it would be like if they was timetable with an afternoon, that factored in remote, because that allowed for less people on the top landing, which is where we are in the building. So that worked really, really well. So there is positives to some of the sessions as we've done it this year being remote. And then when we came back after the lockdown, then we were introducing more of the groups back in as usual, but there was still an element of it. So that's some of the students have liked that side of it, and then there's pluses and minuses. But when we come back, hopefully we're all back, everybody on campus on site in September. But I do think there, where we put remote in, there will be small elements, but it would really be only at small elements. If whether it's a group tutorial, which is quite interesting, you find that there will be more engagement with group tutorials if it's all online, because there's activities that they could do. But so the way forward is hopefully everybody back as usual. But there will be kind of small elements, as I say, that would still probably be remote.
Yeah, and I also want to say that the college has been really well organised around this.
Yeah.
Throughout the last year and a bit, and apart from the national lockdowns, we were not impacted very much at all. We didn't have to isolate very much, and we still had lessons every week. So like Jan said, the students do not feel that they've missed out a lot at all.
But we've also got some very good safety procedures as well with students, testing, and the sort of the way the building's constantly being cleaned, and keyboards and things like that. So those systems have worked really well for us.
Yeah.
Unlike universities who have been fully online. So I think, the younger age group have benefited more than older. Yes.
Okay. I applied for level 2 art and design, but I was wondering if I have some chances of being to be accepted, considering that this year I was doing entry 3. I think that sounds like it's a maths or English related question.
If you've applied to level 2, then Henry Newman, the tutor or the course leader for that, if your application is already in, I'm not sure whether you would have. Well, actually, we've got all the interviews booked for next week, so I'm assuming that your application hasn't come through to us yet, so that you've been given a date. It depends on obviously the English and maths as well, but it would be looking at the portfolio. So again, it's a conversation with the tutor, because he would be looking at 4 threes or 5 threes for the qualifications, but it's an individual thing. So again, we would need to have to see what all of your qualifications are, whether what you're saying there is related purely to the maths and English. But if you leave that in a comment, then I can come back to you, and we can, I can take that up with you individually.
Okay. Right, another one. I've already attended a course at Barnet Southgate College for a level 3 in IT. I've done some units like Unit 30, digital graphics, digital animation, computer games design already on the course. Could I use that evidence as part of my interview? I would be applying for level 2 computer animation and games. Could I use that evidence as part of my interview?
You could use that as part of your portfolio, yes. The fact that you've already done a level 3 means that you have already been funded for a course. That would be, you probably might find, having already done that you would need to, because you're only, any person doing a level 3 can only do it once. So if it's a full level 3 that you've done, which I'm assuming that you have, yes, you can apply, and yes, you can use that as portfolio to support your application. But you would need to check also with the customer services team, because you might have to apply for a learner loan.
Might find you've not got one.
Yeah, because it, as you know, with any student, it's only one level 3 course, one shot at a level 3.
Yeah, and that would be the same if somebody had completed a full A level as well, 3 A levels as well at a school. They'd be, possibly having to take a loan.
They could do the foundation.
Yeah. Do you do any animation courses not related to game design, or are these courses, or are these courses for that in particular?
It's all included in one course, but if your specialism is where you wanted to take it, which is animation as opposed to games design, then the course is right for you. Yeah.
With media as well, I mean, what you're learning are very similar skills. Excuse me. When it comes to, if you want to produce a final major project, which is more animation based and more drawing based, we absolutely encourage it, because media isn't necessarily just filmmaking. It can be animation, it can be advertising, marketing, journalism. So the thing is, you can adapt the way you want the course to go, as far as you'll get all the basic skills, and then your own individual projects can be, and if your emphasis is on animation, we can help you with that. We've had a number of people do animations in the past and go to university to do it, but more of the sort of traditional animation.
You can also do animation through the art and design if you wish to take that forward. What you wouldn't learn so much on the art and design would be the technical element, and learning lots and lots of software element you might find. So it really is it's about you coming in, having an interview, and then the discussion with whatever tutor you're having to see what's the best fit for you as an individual. Because some people, we sent 2 or 3 this year to animation, but they were very much art and design students who enjoyed drawing, who enjoyed the aspect of how to approach it in an art and design way, and then their specialism in their second year was very much animation, because they were driven by animation and their drawings were really creative. That you'll find different approaches within the different courses that can sort of cross over. That's where the different sort of philosophy of how art and design is approached, and how you would direct your creative ideas and your creative practice will be slightly different from media and slightly different from on the actual games design.
But there's also technical staff that you could ask, you know, I mean, if one of Jan's students was producing a film, then, you know, B would help out over there. You know, so it will all cross over in it, and that's what makes this area really a strong team, because there is that maneuverability within everybody, and the staff, whoever the student is, if it's not, you know, a media student or not, everyone will support and help that student to get where they're going. What I just want to say, where Jan was mentioning about, you know, students going off to, if they've done animation and going off to, art and design, doing animation in university, of 94 learners in our year 2s this year, we've had 88 have been accepted university placements, and you know, and we continually have high percentage of students progressing. Yeah, sorry, B.
Yeah. 2 apprenticeships as well.
And 2 apprenticeships, yeah.
That segues really nicely to the next question. What university courses and which universities can you go to with these applications? Yeah, I mean, there's
what your specialism is, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they don't mention a specialism or particular subject, but I think all of us have really good contacts with universities. We've been putting students onto universities for years and years. We know the individual courses really well. So if you come to the college to study one of our creative subjects, your tutor will know a lot of choices for you.
But I would, one word of warning, and I would say to students, is that these are vocational courses which are directed at creative progression. It's not a qualification that transfers well. Say you want to you change your mind and you decide you want to go off and do criminology or something like that. That's, you know, that's much harder.
But actually, we had last year, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, I have this.
Generally, therefore the creative progression. Yeah.
I mean, I think particularly with the media course, because there's quite a lot of critical thinking skills and written skills that go into it as well. We have students going do incredible different things, from, you know, filmmaking, directing, script writing, but we've also had students go off and do obviously marketing, but we've also had students go off and do law, because media law is a massive growth at the moment. So there are many different routes out, and a lot of students don't really know at the start of the course what they want to do, and it's that process that introduces them into all these different courses that they think, well, I didn't know I could do that. Well, of course you can. So, you know, yeah, and again, the final major projects can then be really tailored to fit what that student wants to do at uni.
Okay, this one is for you, B. Hi, is B Gittins still a course tutor for media? I heard she's very inspirational.
That's actually me. Oh, who told you that? Yeah, unfortunately on Zoom they having to use my real name, but everybody knows me. Nobody calls me Deborah. Yeah, it is me. Hello. Oh, I don't know who said that about me.
A question from somebody about portfolios. Hold on, my questions keep moving about. At this moment in time, what should we do to prepare for each course? Do we need to make a portfolio again to bring it in when we come to start college?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Just the work they do at school, the artwork and stuff, as long as they.
Well, this
what did you mean?
Sounds like it's somebody who's had an interview already and wants to know what they could do to prepare start college, and they're thinking they might need to bring a portfolio in again when they start college.
If you've already been interviewed then and you've been offered a place, then the offer will be based on what you've provided as a portfolio or evidence of artwork and stuff like that. We are, everybody who has been interviewed, they will be contacted and offered places, they will be contacted in the summer, because we're going to give you all some little projects to do. Keep you kind of active and engaged before you get back here in September. So you don't need to do anything to, you know, off your own back to if you've had an interview. But if you have, if we have offered you a place, then you will be receiving a little summer project just to keep you your skills up and prepare you for when you come back in. So yeah, so we'll be in contact. You'll be getting a brief.
I always advise students to go out if they're coming to the art and design to you know, run a little sketchbook, have personal things, keep your personal ideas going in sketchbooks, and go and see as much art as you can. Go to galleries, go out and about.
Practice your drawing.
Yeah, all of that.
Always good. Keep your hands in, practice your drawing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Another question. I talked with the careers advisor, and she said that all the qualifications I have so far from my country are actually equivalent to level 2 here. That is why I applied for level 2.
Okay, then what anybody who's comes with qualifications from a different country, then as you say, the careers have checked them, and then yeah, you apply for level 2.
And if the level 2 qualifications are equivalent to level 2 qualifications,
you want to be
should
doing
be
level
applying
3.
for level 3.
Yeah, exactly. Do I need an interview for level 3 art and design, and how do I book an interview?
Online application, put your online application through, and that will get processed, and then we will arrange and organise an interview for you. Are we interviewing across the summer?
That's to be determined at this point, because we've been interviewing all up until it, and the last interviews will be taking place next week because they've already been in the pipeline. So anybody who will be applications received next week, then I'll be dealing with that with the customer services team. So I need to just put your application form in, and then and then we'll deal with that. But I can't tell you at this specific point when you would get an interview, because we're kind of winding down for the year at this point. Yeah,
a break, but then, you know, full on and again later on.
Yeah. As an international student with a high school diploma, what level should I apply for?
It sounds like level 3, but I mean that would be again that our careers.
Depends what subject it's in.
Yeah.
And what they want to do. If they're wanting to go on to university and get prepared for university, possibly it's level 3, or it could be foundation. Wouldn't know until more specific.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when these things happen, we have to translate the qualifications. We've got a team in the library who use
NARI,
National Qualification Translation Software. So we have to do sometimes. Also at interviews, we have people available to get applicants doing maths and English exercises, so that we can see what level they're at, even when we can't quite translate the qualifications. And that sometimes helps us choose the course that students should be on. This could be the final question. Please, can you put up the email addresses of heads of courses again?
That would be on this session is recorded, so that will be on the PowerPoint that you will be able to see that. But if it's a question and it's you can't see that, then which will be sent to us, then we can send you that again.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
But you should be able to access it on the recording
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Some of these sways are on the website, aren't they? They've got all the emails on them as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
there's, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, is there any more questions, Adam, or is that our?
No, that's it. All done. Answered 27 questions.
Fantastic.
Mm.
Well, if anybody's still there, thank you so much from Adam, myself, Jan, B. I hope this has been an informative session for you. As I say, this is a great department. The campus is really a lovely campus and on top of the hill. Couldn't have a better location. Facilities are great. Students love it here. You do find that once they're here and in the door, they never want to leave us. We're kind of pushing them out at the end of year 2 after their final major end of year show, and they all stay in contact, and it's lovely to see them excel in what they're doing and how they're progressing in university. So yeah, watch out for our we'll be sending you an email with a link that you can watch our end of year show, and
the show before.
And the show before.
Yeah.
So I think it's goodbye from me.
And me. Nice to meet you all, and you know, look forward to you putting your applications in.
Yeah.
Get applying. We look forward to seeing you all in September.
Yeah.